We're on? Awesome. Hi everyone, it's Wednesday's channeling of Odyssey Ascension. I am Roxie, and here we go. So let's see what the universe has in store for us today. And thank you all for coming. There always comes a time in your life, in anyone's life truly, a pinnacle moment of understanding, a reflection of what is. To look back in your, let's say, scattered memories of an idea of what you truly are, defining yourself in that one moment of reflection. To look back and look at all of your journeys leading to a point of now. How many of those journeys of choices you took truly were your highest excitement of love? The memory is an epic gauge, in a way, given to you, humanity, to reflect upon. We understand you use it in the fashion of accordance of what's supposed to be based off the past, living in the field of thought, never now. We understand that entities. But truly the memory in that fashion is a gauge, a measuring device, just to reflect and look upon your past nows. Not in judgment, not in I should've, could've, would've, but in reflection, to hone in on those perfect moments of choice and reflect back to you in that moment to really see if that choice was made for you or was it made for limitation. And in limitation there are many categories, and we'll play in the 3D mind a little bit with that logic side of the game. And remember, entities, it is a game. So in the categorizations of limitation, we have mentioned these before, but we choose in this now to revisit some ideas of self. 1, identification. To expand on identification, what is that? What are you identifying as? In simplistic human. And then we'll shuffle down a little bit to, let's call it man or woman, or in Roxie's idea, both, one or none. Choose. And then, are you successful? Or are you a failure? Or are you this according to that? And now let's ponder in that idea. This is what your image identification is to that. Who is that? Anything outside of you that you're validating as reality. In the grand gestalt of things, all of you are giving yourself an illusion. How many of you really trust that? How many of you really believe, truly, that I am an image that you see? That the, let's say, computer, cell phone, any way you're viewing this video, and those of you in attendance here, is that a real item you're viewing it on? Is that computer actually real? Are these words actually what you would call real? Or is it an illusion? So that is the illusion. And this, what you are to the illusion, once again, is identification. The identification is what you would call self-worth in a fashion of acceptance. Because we're always taught to achieve, become, stick out in a way so you can be noticed and receive that gratification many of you did not receive from your parents, from your loved ones. Some of you did, of course. But as a sum total of collective, very little love was given. And we're talking the generation now of awakeners. Not so much the young generation, because they're mostly awake. But the ones that took on the higher belief systems of limitation, that gratification from your generation of parents was not given. Kids are supposed to be rather seen, not heard. Off to bed. Big day tomorrow. 6 o'clock at night. Really? That kind of idea. So you had to birth yourself into your own identification through whatever manner of acceptance you were, let's say, achieving through your that reality. Through your they reality. Giving this identification a justification to stand upon. To be accepted. Any of you belong to any kind of groups? A chess club? A bowling league? Any kind of, let's say, community affairs? The busyness in and of itself is not important, is it? What's important is the companionship. The acceptance of belonging. And that identification is what we're focusing on. Because that feeling of emptiness, because you cannot contribute in the fashion of receiving acceptance until you search out acceptance in the fashion of companionship. Identification of accomplishment. Until that resounds in your heart, you search and search, and if there is no findings, you turn in on yourself, resulting in maybe depression, suicide, finding some escape in some kind of drug, alcohol, that kind of idea. Because no one cares about you. Remember, entities, this is an understanding for lack, period. You cannot fill your hearts with them, they, or that. The only isness is your own love for yourself. It is amazing when you speak your truth how the reactions come in a positive, favorable acceptance idea with no effort. Why? Because your truth, spoken in action, in isness, is love. Is the unconditional love that's calling you home. Truly. Oh yes. Once again, the be thyself is the theme. And through being thyself, discover yourself once again. So looking back one more time upon your, let's say, memory of pinnacle moments that you doubt. Why did I? I should have. Or even, what a great epic moment. But if you surround yourself in that epic moment and look at the other nows, I think you discounted most of those epic moments as chance. I really didn't deserve that. It can never happen again. The idea here today is to understand that your provoking thoughts of limitation are perpetuating. Anything spoken, believed, in any kind of negative fashion, i.e., God's will, it is what it is. Oh, it is what it is. But the approach to is what it is makes it not that. Yeah, but do you understand the limitations you're always constantly perpetuating? Unnoticed by your own mind, because it is so ingrained into belief systems of mankind that that reality is real. And whenever that wall comes up, that provokes a reaction that is just automatic, then you know you are perpetuating the limitation. So in observation of all of your past, be in observation of all of your nows. Tune your ear, your internal broad focus. Tune that in to anything that's negative. You shouldn't do this. Even though you're telling them something for safety, that's your own safety, your own fear. When you tell another not to, they shouldn't, because the advice givers, the preachers of the world, you've always been preaching to yourself. You are your own patient in counsel when you give advice. So when looking upon those pasts in reflection, in observation, and now looking on the nows in observation, know that the perpetuating limitation is the belief systems that you are shedding. These are all internal. We understand there's a lot going on externally, because that is the co-created gestalt of the mastery plan to get you to choose. The less you pay attention to the outside as if it is a real thing, the more it dissipates. Because you're only feeding your energy to your own self-love and understanding, being yourself to discover yourself. So instead of an external broad focus of negativity, 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 you have now an internal broad awareness of your own love. Finding that lack that perpetuates your reality in yourself, that you're screaming to the outside to notice, demanding they take account of your ability. Because once again, you are lost. You're alone. You're trying to fit in. So many of those avenues of hope, of expectation, are all before you as the illusion of continuation of perpetuating reality of limitation. There's no path on the outside. Journey inside, young entities of ascension. Journey inside to find your own pathless path in the series of now, transcending only the truth of the moment to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Never holding on to a vibrational truth for acceptance, for status, for the I am this, you must be because I said idea. The mastery psyche of humanity is so immense, so depth, unmeasurable truly. So with that internal broad awareness of yourself on the inside, There lies the universe. Truly entities. The universe. For the universe is inside. You are thought on this side, birthing into reality on this side, as an expression of the probabilities and the possibilities of humanity. So outside will never give you an answer to the inside. They may pique your ideas. They may trigger an emotion, a remembrance. But that solution does not lie there. It is inside. We are on a new journey, entities. The earth has shifted. We've talked about third to fourth density, or fourth dimension to fifth dimension, whatever you choose. And how humanity is an awakened, listen now, collective, is in 4D. Very much so. Oh yes. And those entities were that have been given a choice, that have chosen to stay in 3D. Give them your love. Give them acceptance. They have chosen to stay and live out that, let's say, image of a human, an incarnation, until they deaminate and choose to come back, birthed into a new child of expression, to continue the creation of humanity, of the new earth that is upon us. Or they choose wherever they choose, the infinite number of nows. But there's a resonation of 3D entities that are staying. Do not preach to them. Do not force them. Do not hope for them. Do not weep for them. Do not pity them. They have chosen. Choice is expression of creation. Unconditional love. And using a 3D term that is very limiting, but is equatable at this moment of now, please respect their decision. And let them play their game. Be an observation of their game, of their, quote, negativity, of their denial of themselves, whatever you all are choosing to put together in your mind, doesn't matter. The resounding theme, entities, is to do what? Love them. There's only one way to love. Be. No action, no identification. To term it down to, let's say, a categorization, accept them. If you see their pain, compassion. If you see their anger, compassion. You see their hatred, compassion. For they are on their own journey. Do not condition or enslave them with your isness of righteousness, because you know, for that is limitation as well. This new earth that is upon us, with the acceleration of the ones who have chosen to ascend as a collective, has shifted the timeline greatly. More and more miracles, perpetuating realities beyond belief, because once again you are believing what you know, not what is possible. Goshna, the miracle timelines have shifted closer. All of you are in the game, and that game is becoming epic. We would ask one thing, entities. Listen to your feelings. Let go of logic. Your women's intuition, men, you have gut feelings. That is your beacon. That is your truth. Listen to your own truth given in the form of thought. This is 4D. Logic, interpretation of what is as experience is fleeting. It is the moment of trust of yourself in the vibrational state of love, peace, remembrance. You are upon an epic time. History will be rewritten as the unum of humanity co-creates the new earth in this now. Climb aboard. As Roxie would say, Ascension Airlines is now departing. This is all we have for today, entities. There is much reflection. There are onion layers. Let it go. Observe it. And it will flower into the rose, into the lily, into the violet. Whatever you choose, on its own. Trust that, entities. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. Our eternal thanks once again, truly. Our eternal thanks for infinity. Our deepest love to your understanding, for choosing humanity once again. The bravest of all braves. The pinnacle of love. Unnameable, truly. We love you all. We bid you a good day. Adonai. Boy, that was deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, the thing is that the people who are choosing to